Today I will show you how to knit a Christmas tree skirt on the Passap. First, make sure the racking handle is in its lowest position. Now slide the lock to the left and move the edge springs and the trip cam for the row counter. I will raise 48 needles at each side of the center, or in other words, a total of 96 needles. Prepare the main yarn for the skirt, place the Tricofit on the front bed of the machine and insert the eyelet with the yarn. If you don't have a Tricofit device, you can watch this video to see how to make a chain stitch cast on. It's a very simple task. If you have the Tricofit device, make a slip knot and hook it onto the rightmost needle. The slip knot must be the size of a stitch. Take a clothespin and attach it to the end of the yarn. Now raise 2 needles to the right, take the yarn from the eyelet and wind it around the rightmost working needle. Slide the Tricofit to the left, align the decker needle with the second needle, pull the catch to attach it securely to the front bed and put the left lever up. Make sure the latches of the first 3 needles are open and start rotating the knob. Keep rotating the knob until the Tricofit moves several needles to the left of the knitting. Now remove the eyelet and the Tricofit from the machine. Push the 2 rightmost needles all the way up, then bring them down out of working position. Now place the edge springs on the last working needles and slide the trip cam for the row counter to the right edge spring. Put the eyelet into the jaws of the lock. Now insert the black stripper, set the front lock to N and the stitch size to 4.5. Set the back lock to GX and knit 1 row. Clear the row counter, set the front lock to BX and the stitch size to 5. Now raise pushers on the row needles in working position. Put 4 pushers at left in resting position, knit 1 row and wind the yarn around the last non-working needle. If you want to see the process up close, you can click on the info card. Knit 1 row, put the next group of 4 pushers in resting position and knit to the left. Now wind the yarn around the last non-working needle and continue repeating these steps. Do you know that the size of the Christmas tree skirt should be at least 15 cm bigger than the full width of the tree? You can find how many needles you need to cast on by looking at the table in the instruction sheet. As you can see, I am putting the last group of 4 pushers in resting position. Knit to the left and wind the yarn around the last non-working needle. You need to have only 2 pushers in working position at right. Knit 1 row. Now start raising the pushers in groups of 4 and knit 2 rows. You have to repeat these steps until all pushers are in working position. Don't forget to attach weights to the knitting and rehang them higher after every knitted wedge. At this point the first wedge is ready. I will use the first digit of the row counter to count the wedges. To make this skirt you need to knit a total of 10 wedges. Now let's make the cast off using the Tricofit. Detach the front lock and take the eyelet with the yarn. Move the edge springs and the trip cam for the row counter out of the way. Now remove all weights from the knitting. Take the Tricofit, set both levers to 0 and place it on the front bed. Raise 2 needles to the right side of the knitting and wind the yarn from the eyelet around the rightmost needle. Now insert the eyelet into the Tricofit. Slide the device to the left, align the decker needle with the second needle and attach the Tricofit to the front bed. Move the left lever up, make sure the latches of the first 3 needles are open and start rotating the knob. I have a tutorial about the Tricofit, so you can watch it by clicking on the info card. Now remove the eyelet and take off the Tricofit of the machine. Now you can cut the yarn from the eyelet. Raise the leftmost needle all the way, then wind the yarn behind the latch into the hook and pull the needle all the way down. Take the orange tool and pull the yarn. Now you can take the knitting off the machine. And this is the final result. This time I wasn't lazy and I hid all holes by winding the yarn around the needles. It looks great. The cast on is the same as the cast off. You can knit more wedges to make it look even cooler. That's all for today. Have a nice day and see you in my next video.